did you find when you were writing sort of both words and music, did you find that any of the characters sort of stood out to you, or did you come to like somebody, or perhaps even dislike somebody, you know, that you hadn't had much of an opinion on before through writing the work?
Well, I'm only halfway through, so I think I have to like all of them, even the ones who are a bit rotten. I think you've still got to like their voice. I've learned more about some of the women, particularly the ones further back in history. So that's been quite a nice experience. What about you, Jen?
Well, yes, it's interesting, isn't it? I mean, setting Margaret Thatcher was really hard because I do not have good feelings about her. But the more I read about her, the more I thought, what an extraordinary person. I mean, I still don't like her or like politics, but especially compared with now, the conviction she had and the fact that she was fighting such a solitary battle. There is a lot to admire. And equally, I have to say, in Hillary Clinton, who I think has been demonized, especially in the American press. And when you read more about her and the things that she's not really been able to say, and the quiet fights that she's had to fight, I mean, these people were in impossible positions. So that's been interesting for me to kind of gain a lot more nuance about the more modern figures. And then the other one for me, I suppose, that I knew very little about was Elena Roosevelt, who, if she were alive now, would be world changing. I mean, she was world changing, and yet kind of did it all without, very much under the radar, in fact, and was a very a modern figure in a way ahead of her time. So there's been lots of things that have stood out. I mean, for me, it was easy to set the earlier women because, with the benefit of time, we only have certain information about them. The history books are the history books. You're not going to find out anything new. Whereas with the more contemporary people, you could go down a rabbit hole. You could find out so much about them all.
Which is why I think coming back always to what aspect of power are we looking at, rather than a compressed biography of each of these women. So it really is just a snapshot of one aspect, which is, I mean, it's tough to do that a bit because you want to explore them in their entirety and make it about them, but they're kind of serving a larger aim of the piece. So that's an interesting thing to balance. I don't think I've done that in a work before. You maybe have in
maybe a
British
bit, but
musical theatre.
Luke made it really clear at the beginning to me, before I'd even delivered any text. He said, I don't want any of these to be biographies. And I had that set. I had two things really clearly in my mind. That was one, no biographies. The other one was, please don't give me the word power to set, because no one can sing it.
There it is.
Yes, but that's one person singing it. We've got, and I think it's the only time it's used, actually.
It's a hard one to set because we all say it as a 2-syllable word.
Yeah, but you can't sing it like that.
Yeah, we can't skip songs.
So the choir don't ever sing it.
That's good.
Because of what you said. So they were the two things that I had in my head. Don't set the word power. Powerful is fine.
Okay.
Powerful, yeah.
But it's quite a challenge when you called something power and then you can't use the word.
It is a tough one. Power.
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 Yeah.